In this video, we're going to be taking a look at median and mode. Now, the goal for the video is to summarize a data set by using median and mode. And what we mean by a data set is just a set of numbers. The essential question is, how can you describe a set of data using median and mode? So I want you to turn to page 283 in your standards practice book, and we're going to take a look at median and mode together. Now, it's important to understand what median and mode actually are. Okay, the median of a set of data is the middle value or the middle number when the data are written in order. Okay, in other words, from least to greatest. The data has to be written in order, and then you can find your median. Okay, for example, a baseball team scored 6, 2, 6, 0, and 3 runs in 5 games. So that is the data, those numbers right there. Now the median is 3, and what you do, you can see that you just order the data from least to greatest, so 0, 2, 3, 6, and 6. You can see that middle number right in the center there is 3. There's 2 numbers to the right of the 3 and 2 numbers to the left of the 3. All right, now if there's an even amount of data items, the median is the sum of the 2 middle items divided by 2, or the average. Okay, now for example, what I mean by that, let's say we have the number 7 over here. Okay, so now we have 0, 2, 3, 6, 6, and 7. That would mean 3 and 6 would be my 2 middle numbers. All right, and what we could do, we can add 3 and 6 together. That does give me 9. And we divide 9 by 2, and that's going to give me 4.5. Okay, so then that would be my median if we had a 7 at the end, for example. Okay, a way to remember median, think about you go to McDonald's and you order a median or a large fry. The median is always right in the middle. It kind of sounds like medium, okay, between small and large. So the median is always the middle. Okay, now let's take a look at the mode. Now the mode of a data set is the data value or values that occur most often. A way to remember this, most often can be represented with M and O. The first 2 letters in mode, MO, stands for most often. Okay, now a data set may have no mode, one mode, or several modes. Okay, now what I mean by no mode, that would be, for example, if there's not any number that occurs more than once, that would be no mode. Okay, one mode, just like our set of data right up at the top here. Let me erase this area. Right at the top, we have 0, 2, 3, 6, 6. The 6 occurs more often than any other number. Okay, so that would be one mode. If there were several modes, all right, for example, let me show you this. Let's say we had another 2 in our data. Okay, then our mode would be 2 and 6. Okay, now the mode of the data set of baseball runs for here would be 6. Pretty simple to see here. Okay, now let's take a look at unlocking the problem there on page 283. Now it says, for the science fair, Ronnie grew 9 sweet pea plants under different conditions. Here are the plant's heights in centimeters. All right, now if you're trying to find the mode or the median, I feel like it's always important, whether it's mode or median, to order them from least to greatest. Have all your numbers lined up and so on. Okay, so the way we do this, that's our first step. Order the heights from least to greatest. So we have 6 and 7 already written down. I always like to cross out my numbers as well. So 6 and 7, we cross those out. Then the next greatest would be 9, and then 9 again. As we write these out, we just cross them out so that we don't get confused. Then we have 11, then 12, then 15. I'm sorry, not 15, 13. Then 13. Then 15. And finally 17. All right, now, very simple from here. What we do is, in order to find the mode or the middle value, what we can do, we start crossing digits off to the left, cross one off to the left, then cross one off on the right. We go from the left to the right, from the left to the right. You just keep going back and forth until you have one middle number. Now we need to check to see if this is really the middle value. So we can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers on the left, 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers on the right. Pretty simple there. So we can see that that 11 is the middle value. So the median is 11 centimeters. Okay, now what we can do is we can identify the data value that occurs most often. All right, now if we, what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase all my marks here, and I'm just going to take a look at my data in order from least to greatest and be able to see which number occurs most often. Okay, so I'm going to erase this here really quick. And sometimes you may even need to rewrite your data again. Okay, better safe than sorry. All right, so what I will do is just simply rewrite my data. So 6 and 7 I already have up there. Okay, we can cross these out. And then from here we have 9. Then we can see that a 9 occurs again. All right, after that we have 11. Cross that out. Then we have 12. We can cross that out. I'm not going to forget 13 this time. And then 15. And then finally 17. All right, now that I have my data from least to greatest, the numbers are not all jumbled up. Pretty easy to see that I have 9 occurs twice. Okay, so if I'm going to identify the data that occurs most often, I can see that 9 occurs 2 times. So the mode, or the number that occurs most often, is 9 centimeters. Okay, so let's take a look at the next problem there, right underneath the problem we just did on page 283. It says find the median and mode of the numbers 8, 11, 13, 6, 4, and 3. All right, so first of all, we need to write the numbers in order from least to greatest. So we'll start out with 3. We'll cross that out. And then 4. And we'll do this together. We'll cross that out. And then 6. We'll cross 6 out. Then we go to 8. Write that down. And then 11. Cross that out. And then 13 is already listed for us. Okay, now what we will do, we need to find the number that falls right in the middle. So we will just cross these numbers out. We'll start with the left number, cross that out, and then we'll go to the number to the very right. Then the next number on the left, and the next number on the right. Now, we have 2 numbers that fall right in the middle for the median. Okay, so what we need to do, what we have to do, we have to add these 2 numbers together. Okay, so if there's an even number of data items, what we have to do is we have to divide the sum of the 2 middle numbers by 2. Okay, now we have 6 plus 8. All right, so we have 6 plus 8. That's going to give me 14. All right, so we have to take 14 and we have to divide that by 2. All right, 14 divided by 2, pretty simple, is 7. So we know that the median is 7. Even though the median is not represented in any number here, the median is still 7. And that's because we have an even amount of numbers. Anytime you have an even amount of numbers, you will have to add the 2 middle numbers and divide by 2. If you have an odd amount of numbers, you can easily find the median. You won't have to do this step. Okay, now step 3. We can see that it's a 3, a 4, 6, 8, 11, and 13. All right, so there's no data value that appears more than once. Okay, so the data has no mode. And that's only whenever there's not data that occurs more than once, okay, is when you have no mode. Okay, so let's turn to page 284. It says find the median and the mode of the data. So for number 1, what I want you to do is list the numbers in order from least to greatest all by yourself, and then after you do that, we can work through this problem together. So list the numbers in order from least to greatest now, and I want you to pause the video now. Okay, now that we have the numbers ordered from least to greatest, we can easily figure out the median or the middle value. Okay, so what we will do is we will start from the left, cross that number out, cross number out on the right, from the left to the right, from the left to the right. Okay, now we have 3 digits on the left, 3 digits on the right that are crossed out. So we can see that 3, okay, is the middle value. All right, now we can also see that 3 occurs 3 times. Okay, so the mode or most common value is 3 pounds. Now do not think that the mode and the median, as you even saw in the previous problems, they're not always going to be the same. Okay, so don't think that we found 3 here and that's going to be 3 there every time. So don't let that fool you. You still need to go through all the different steps here. So I want you to do number 2 all by yourself. And when you're finished, you can press play. So pause the video now. So the answer that I have for number 2 is 23 the median and 25 for the mode. Make sure your answers represent mine. If they don't, you may need to rewind the video and watch some of the previous problems that we did together. So what I want you to do for number 3 is order the numbers from least to greatest, and then we'll actually go through this problem together. So pause the video now. Now, we're going to find the median and mode. Now, to find the median, what we can do is cross a number out on the left-hand side, the furthest number out to the right, the furthest number to the left, and then to the right. We'll keep repeating this process to the left and then to the right. Now, we have 2 digits that fall right in the middle. Okay, whenever 2 digits fall in the middle, what we do is we add them together. Let's do this together. 2 plus 4 will give us 6. And then we divide it by 2. We just find the average of those 2 numbers there. So 6 divided by 2 does give me 3. So the median for me is 3. Now, what we need to do is we need to find the numbers that occur, the number that occurs most often. Okay, so what I did is I cleared all my data out there. I'm going to rewrite my 3 there. Okay, so the mode, all right, we can see that 0 only occurs once, 2 occurs 3 times, and 5 occurs 3 times. So whenever digits occur the most amount of times and it's more than once, okay, for example, 2 occurs 3 times, 5 occurs 3 times, the mode would be 2 and 5. If 5 only occurred twice and 2 occurred 3 times, then the mode would just be 2. However, since both of them occurred more than once, and it was the equal amount of times, okay, more than any other digit, that's why the mode is 2 different numbers there. Okay, what I want you to do is number 4 all by yourself, and when you're finished with it, you can press play and I have the answer for you. So pause the video now. So you can see for number 4, the median and mode is 8. So I want you to work through numbers 5 through 9 all by yourself. When you're finished with 5 through 9, you can press play and I will have the answers for you. So pause the video now. Okay, here are the answers. For number 5, that's 57 and 57. 36, I'm sorry, for 6, it's 36. There's not a mode because there's not more than one number. There's not a number that occurs more than one time. Okay, so for number 7, we have 27.5 for the median. The reason why it's 27 and 5/10, we had 2 digits that fell right in the middle and we had to divide by 2. Mode 22 and 31. For number 8, we have 91 as the median. 88, 92, and 97 all occurred the same amount of times. And for number 9, the median 99.5 and the mode was 98 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so let's take a look at our essential question, and that is, how can you describe a set of data using median and mode? And in a set of data, the median is the middle value when all the values are placed in order. That's very key. They have to be in order. And the mode is the value or values that occurs most often. So this is how you find median and mode. If you have any questions about this concept, please come and see me.